So I wanted to start telling you about my Highland Sorcery series. So they are fantasy, time travel, romance, action, adventure, what else, sweet, just a whole lot of fun. I loved writing them. I started writing them because I loved Scottish time travel. Almost, I was reading so much Scottish time travel, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I've got to do it. But I also was reading fantasy. So Andra Norton was, you know, the queen of fantasy, and I will tell you, even though she's the queen of fantasy, she has romance in there. She has a love story in all of her books, which I love. She was writing fantasy romance before there was such a thing as fantasy romance. So I kind of take my cues from her and just wrote the stories that I love to write. So this is my entire series, 9 of them. Well, you can see the last one is the fattest one because it, well, I'll tell you about it, but it pulled some things together. Oh, they're falling out of my hands. I'm gonna get started with Highland Sorcerer, where it all begins. This one is about Charity. She is a healer and she lives in modern times. She's not that great of a healer. And in this world, even though it's modern times and it is our world, this one has magic in it. It's just kind of underground. Only a few people know about it. Maybe like our world today. I don't know. Who knows? She's a healer, not that great of it. Her and her sister, Lenore, own a herbal shop. And anyway, she gets home from a busy day and she just has barely put her purse on the kitchen counter when boom, materializes this large, wounded time traveler who just materializes out, and he's wounded. At first she's like, what's going on? Do I need to call the cops? And he's messing up my kitchen, getting blood everywhere. But she has a healer's heart, so she goes to help him out, trying to figure out where he came from. You know, again, she's not innocent of magic, so she's like, oh, he must have just transported himself. She didn't know that he had come from the past. And she's also a little bit flattered, thinking, oh, someone in the magical community has heard of me, even though he hadn't. Goes to start to heal him, to use his power. Now, healers, the way they heal someone is they put their hands on them, of course, but they have what they call an essence. I call it the magical essence that kind of flows into the other person. His essence, which is way more powerful than hers because he is an actual sorcerer, which in our day, they've pretty much died out. There's not too many sorcerers. Magic also is not near as powerful as it used to be. His overpowers her and kind of helps her. And also, when you are healing someone that powerfully, she like flies into his essence, and she pretty much, they have like this huge magical type moment where they kind of get to know each other pretty intimately on a soul level. And so she knows about him. She realizes he's this great powerful warrior. She sees images of him being chained up because he is actually the captive of a witch who is trying to get he's the clan chief of this magical clan. She's trying to get his power. He just had enough magic, and he's also trying to protect his siblings because he's got 3 siblings who also have magic, and he's like trying to endure as much as he can so they can go and escape. She kind of takes care of him, kind of realizes what's going on, and boom, he is taken back, you know, whipped back into the witch's dungeon. That's how they first meet. What's a healer supposed to do? Well, she knows magical people because there's underground magical community. She just cannot get it off of her mind that she, you know, she just has this strong feeling, this impulse that she needs to do something. And so her and her sister, who is also a healer, Lenore, they kind of get some old books and kind of study it out, and lo and behold, they do find the names and history of the siblings and find out what magic they each wielded. They come from this magical clan where everybody in the clan was gifted powers from the Fae for helping the Fae out with something they had need of, which again I will go into. So they were gifted these magical abilities, and they they are the clan that stands between the Earth's balance of magic, and when they wane, Earth's magic's wane, which now we know it has waned. But it's really important that she goes and helps them, so she figures out a way, and I don't want to reveal how she does it. She figures out a way to go back in time, and so the rest of the time they're back in time, she meets the other 3 siblings who are also trying to rescue their brother, and the story continues from then. Does she stay back in time where there's no plumbing? I wouldn't. Or does she, no Diet Coke, oh no, or does she come back? So that's a question. Anyway, you'll see what happens. So I'm going to go through the rest of the books, but I do want to tell you his siblings. So his name is Torin. He is the chief of the clan, and he is the sorcerer. He has a sister who is an empath, has empathic abilities, and the empaths don't just feel the feelings, they can insert feelings into you. Then there is Cole, who is a shapeshifter. He's one of my favorites. He's very playful and can pretty much shapeshift into anything that exists. And then there is Shaw. He is my brooding, misunderstood hero. He's the second born after Torin, and he's a moon sifter, which are kind of people are afraid of them because moon sifters are actually more powerful than the sorcerers, but they are also usually have a reputation for having so much power that they destroy. They're very destructive, and so everyone's kind of like, use your power, so he's lived with that his entire life and wonder about his own temperament and things like that. So again, they all have their own stories. So next video I will be telling you about Highland Empath. This is free on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you buy books, and I am going to give you the rundown, a little bit of rundown, so not too many spoilers, of the rest of the books and the rest of the siblings and some of their children. Anyway, bye friend.